everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be playing the ever so relaxing Tiny Glade again. I'm obsessed with this game. I cannot stop playing it. So we're going to be playing it again today. Now I will be talking just in small parts throughout the video. This video is basically going to be a long play video with minimal commentary. I am going to let you know my thought process as we go through. But yeah, I just hope you enjoy the build and enjoy the video. I have been obsessed with this game since I got it, and I'm going to be playing some more today and doing some more builds, probably a few more this week. Today we are going to try and build some sort of magical looking forest area with a little village. It's going to be a start. I will be continuing on with this build and doing it in a couple of videos. I think the main inspiration for this was sort of a witchy vibe to it, but kind of a magical fun witchy vibe to it. So less creepy and dark foresty, more like magical mystical looking. So think purples and greens, that sort of thing. I do want to make a really dark forest, but I'm probably going to make this one first and then make the dark forest afterwards. I do have another build that I'm already working on because I'm obsessed with this game. I can't stop playing it. Honestly, it's so addictive. But anyway, let's focus on today's. So there are going to be parts of this video that you can just enjoy and watch, but I will be letting you know my thought process, like I said, as we go through certain parts. So here we are. We've just made some sort of clifftop, hilltop type thing, and I want to put a house on top of here. Originally, I was thinking of building a castle, but this is literally only my second build that I've done. And so I was like, right, I just want to focus on trying to perfect my house styles. There is other ways that I'd like to try and do houses. Also, let me know if you're interested in seeing like a video of different types of houses that I've made or that I can make, because I feel like now at this point when I'm doing this voiceover, I've played the game for maybe 8 hours, and so I'm definitely getting used to the tools a bit more now, getting used to how everything works. This, like I said, was literally my second build. But anyway, we've got 3 parts to this house so far. I don't customize the sizing of the roof and things because I do not know how to do some stuff at the moment. I have spent, like I said, a few more hours just messing around with the tools on one of my other builds, which is just basically going to be a scrap build, as I'd call it. And I have 100% improved on my making stuff. And also thank you to the lovely person who left me tips on my last video. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'll be putting those to some good use in the next build. But anyway, here we are. We're just putting in a door. I at this point didn't realize that you can use the windows as doors on the floor when you have buildings on the floor and stuff. But like I said, I am progressing with my building and improving on my building skills and style. And you'll notice that throughout the next few builds that I'm going to post over the next few days. Now, as we are going for a darker style of build for this one, I'm going to make the walls like this purpley grey colour, and I love them. Also, I love the grey bricks that are going down the side. And then for the doors and the roof, at the moment we've got it as purple. I can't remember if I changed that. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm currently just checking out all the different colour variations, seeing what I like best. I think I do change it to green, because I think the purple is a bit too much for all the purple. I like this darker green. So yeah, that's what we do change it to. I thought I did. I thought I changed it. I couldn't remember. But now it's time for us to place some windows in, and I did like these windows. They do very much remind me of a cathedral or a church, though less gothic manner, which is what I was going for, like a gothic house. But it's okay. They look okay in this area here, I think. I think I've just used them in this one bit. And I think I used the wooden windows for the rest of this building. I can't actually remember. Also, I love that you can click the windows and it will change the items around. Kind of amused by that. I think it's fun. It's a fun technique. I do hope that in the future they add more selection. So when you click the windows, there's more options to go through, because I think that could make the builds very interesting. But yes, here you go. I was right. I do use the wooden windows. I do use those. Okay, so I think that's come out great so far. I really like it. I definitely want to improve on my building styles. Like I said, I want to make them a lot more fancier, a lot more technical. Nothing too crazy, because I feel like keeping stuff simpler sometimes is a lot more relaxing than stressing and worrying about how a building is trying to look, you know? So I'm more of a relaxed approach when it comes to building in games, and if you've been following me in Animal Crossing, you'll know that's my style. I don't like doing anything too crazy. But now anyway, we're just putting down some trees because I want some different variations going on. I do want to fill the back of this area just with trees because I don't plan to do any windows or anything behind there because there's no point. The main focus here is the front of this house. So yeah, we're filling that out with trees, and we got some of these decayed looking trees. These are going to be perfect for when we do the creepy forest build. Also, at the end of this video, I do forget again that I can change the time of day again. I keep forgetting. Honestly, I'm terrible. I keep forgetting about all the dates, but it's okay. We are just going to do a pathway. I decided to do a circular part of the path there just to make it a little bit different. And we need to actually join that to the house. There we go, that looks great. I'll put some fencing around here as well, I'm pretty sure, but also the flowers. I love the flowers in the bushes. In my next build, you'll see that I become obsessed and use them quite a lot. I think I'd like to make some sort of meadow build. I think it'll be great. You know, adding all the flowers everywhere is just the perfect thing for me to do. By the way, I hope you're really enjoying these relaxed approaches to videos. I really enjoy making them. They're very peaceful and leave me very content afterwards. So I hope you enjoy them as well and that you're able to relax whilst just listening to me build and listening to me talk my thought process. So you're just about to see me put down a bunch of trees, and that's because basically I want a bunch of different trees to be able to place around. I mainly like these ones without branches on, and of course you can't just select those, so you have to place them down and just hope that you get the ones that you want. But the ones that we don't want we can just get rid of, like so. Which apparently, is that all of them? I think I just end up getting rid of all of them. I'm like, do you know what? These are in the way. I just want this one small little tree. There it is. I thought I was going to keep the other ones, but clearly I didn't. I couldn't remember if I did or not. Anyway, we want some flowers on the outside of these windows, and it also gives us some lovely chopped up wood outside. I really like that. That looks really good. I think this building needed a little bit of light. We're just trying to figure out where to put this lantern. I think by the door is probably our best bet, so that's where it goes. I'm just trying to figure out how I wanted the roof to look, and just kind of changing the sizes around and just experimenting with what I want. See how I like stuff. That's the beautiful thing about this game. You have the freedom just to do whatever you like without the pressure of having to collect stuff to do so. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with having to go around and collect wood and crafting materials and crafting stuff to make your build. But sometimes you just don't want to, and so it's nice to have it just all at your fingertips, ready to build whatever you please. Also, I did try to get these flags to work and they just don't work, so I'm probably going to end up using those in another build somewhere or somehow. My next build, I will give you a little bit of a spoiler, is going to be the start of our brightly coloured fantasy town. I make the castle. So I've made the castle. It's a very simple, easy beginner castle for me to make. And I make the castle and I made the little bit of the area around the castle. And then in the next build for that one, we'll be building more of the town. The next build for this one, I'm not too sure where I want to go with it yet. I did want to go for like a swampy vibe, but I don't know if it's going to work or be possible. I'm going to try my best. If not, I'm sure I'll come up with some sort of something to go with this. It'll be a something at least. So here I would like another layer of the terraforming, as you can call it, and we want it to be not as high as the top tier. I do realize that I miss out that little section literally in between. Well, you'll see what I mean. There's like by the edge of the cliff just there where the pathway is going to meet. I miss out that piece. By the way, I didn't realize during this build that you can smooth out the edges of this cliff. I didn't realize you could do that, so if I did, I could have fixed that little hiccup bit, but I do change it later on in this video, not to spoil it. I do change how it all looks, so it looks a lot nicer by the end of this build. Now I love that you could put staircases down here. They're not always perfect. I'm trying to get them to look perfect, but of course it's not happening. You just gotta kind of make do. It's the way I've done the cliffs, so there's nothing I can really do about that unless I change the cliffs, which I didn't know I could do. Like I said, I didn't know I could change and smooth out the cliffs at this point, but I'll go back and see if I can smooth out those cliffs and maybe make the stairs look a little better. So I really wanted to make a graveyard, and of course we don't have any gravestones or anything that we can use for gravestones, so I've just tried to use the wall tool. So you know the wall tool that you can change the height of. I decided to use that and see if I could make some gravestones out of it. This first one came out great. It's a little bit fiddly, not too difficult to do. Like, you can have a few tries. You'll see me do a couple and be like, oh no, I don't like the shape of it, so I changed the size of it. If you basically just bring the sizings in each side, it's not so bad. Anyway, we popped some fencing also around the area, and you can see it's dipping on the right side there. And yes, also I used the wrong tool to make the gravestones. I used the wooden one instead by accident. But yeah, look, this one's a little bit bigger, and when you bring it down, it just gives you a weird shape. So you kind of have to bring it in closer so that you get the better shape. My brain wasn't processing at first. But anyway, there it is. That's how I did my gravestones. I'm going to try that again. As you can see, I just left all the pieces in. I thought you could see my whole process with this build to see that, you know, it's not always a let's do it first time and it's perfect. That's never ever the case with any building game. You know, it's all trial and error. You can never just do something perfect first time. If you can, amazing. But most of the time, most of us cannot. So we have to just experiment with what we have. At first I was only going to have 4 gravestones, but I think by the end of this I end up with 6. I do end up using dirt underneath the stones so that it looks like that's the grave. But of course, when you're doing this, you have to be careful, because when you put the dirt down, if you put it too close underneath the wall that you've placed down, it makes it turn into an archway. A very strange, weird, small looking archway to start with here, but yeah, you gotta be very careful and place your dirt perfectly. I did find out that placing the dirt down first and then putting the stones on top was easier, because this one here becomes a nightmare. It just doesn't end up looking how I want it to with the dirt. So like I said, I do end up putting the dirt down first and then moving the wall, stone, gravestone into place where I want it. So there's our graveyard. I really like all the trees, and then I wanted it to feel a little bit more overgrown, so I decided to go in with the flowers and bushes. Now, if you don't know, if you go over the flowers again, it does give you bushes on top. They are quite bushy, you know, they're very bushy bushes. They definitely take up a lot of space and cover up a lot. I didn't mind it so much because I wanted this to be overgrown. So I wasn't too fussed with that, but I just want to put it in little spaces around the graveyard just to make it feel like it's overgrown, like I said. We do have some areas that are just the lower flowers rather than the bushes, and I think it looks good. I like it. I'm happy with it. I think I'll try and build another graveyard again when we do our creepy, spooky forest, and then yeah, we'll try and improve. We'll improve our graveyard. I again tried to get the flags to work and they just don't. I just give up with the flags. Do them on a different build. That's what I'm trying to tell myself right now. Oh, we've got this gap here, and I didn't just want to fill it in with trees and flowers, so I decided to stick this round building in here. I don't know what this would be. Maybe it's a silo, maybe it's just a round old windmill that's broken, or it's just a round building. I don't know. You can use your imagination and call it whatever you like, but I wanted to fill the area with something other than just the trees and flowers, like I said. I know I probably could have put fencing down as well, but I just wanted to be different, fill in the area a little bit more. Of course, we're going to change the colour of it so that it matches the rest of the colours of the stuff. I haven't changed the fencing yet, but I do change the fencing, so don't worry about that. I know it's, at the moment, it's normal colour, but I do end up changing it, so don't worry. So here is the moment that I noticed that we have this weird gap here and the stairs are going down and up at the same time. So like in between the pieces, and I don't like it, and I try to fix it and it just doesn't work and I end up making it worse. But I do end up fixing it in the end. But yeah, anyway, I try my best to fix it. I do. I try my bestest. In the end, I just end up lowering the whole thing so it's on the floor. And it looks so much better on the floor. And I like it. See, even here, I'm trying my best to see if I can make a bridge to go over the gap. But the bridge just doesn't want to bridge. It doesn't want to work. So there's the spoiler. It doesn't work. I mean, I don't see why it didn't work. I think it's because the cliff on the top upper layer isn't straight. It's more of angled. Well, the stairs are more on the angled part of that cliff rather than in the straight line part of the cliff. So I'm guessing that's why it didn't really work. I mean, I could have just left it like that. I was very tempted to just leave it like that, but my brain said no. It was like, no, you're not gonna like it. You're just gonna moan. That doesn't look right. So I do end up binning it. I bin this idea. I bin the bridge. I tried. Yeah, like I said, in the end, what can you do apart from just lower it down? It looks so much better. At least the stairs look nicer. I did raise it a little bit just to give it a little bit more height going on. I really wanted everything to be on a higher level, but obviously it just wasn't doable because of the way I'd already done the cliffs. So yeah, there we go. That's where it ends up like this instead. I don't mind the graveyard being on the bottom layer actually. It gives everything a nicer look. Like, I like the layering that you get from this one particular viewing point at the moment, so I really like that. So around the edging, I thought I can't just fill that in with flowers either, and I realized I hadn't used the water tool. So in we go with our water tool. I love the water. I like that you can just drag it and make it look so natural and so pretty. And also I like the ducks. I do want to make more water-filled builds. I know this is only my second one on the channel, but I really want to make like water-themed builds and areas with lots of water and just experiment with how that works. I feel like I spend so much time experimenting with the land stuff that I don't really experiment with the water too much, and I definitely want to do that. I know you can do some pretty awesome things with the water. I've seen pictures on Twitter and Instagram, and I just can't wait to make some of those myself. Also, I love the fact that you can use the flower tool to make these beautiful lilies on the water. It looks so pretty. And you can pet the ducks. Yeah, you can pet the ducks. I just want to make sure I get this terraforming looking right. I don't know how I want it to look because obviously, like I said, we didn't mess up. We just didn't do it properly the first time. And so I want to make it look better. Also, I don't just want to shove a bunch of trees and bushes at the back there. So we are going to work on this back bit. I think a nice little house would look really cute. I think it would. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build a little house. I wanted to try out putting the house on top of a platform, so we're just building a platform right now. Just experimenting with like heights and stuff. I did want to try and make little stairs going up to the platform, but I do end up just putting this on the ground because I think it's easier for me to do because, like I said, still fresh and new at this game, but I do hope to progress my skills as we go along. I want to do a little dirt path. See, here I'm trying to figure out if I can do the staircase there, but I think you've got to bring it lower and then put like another layer on top to make the staircase. But we'll experiment with that in future videos. So here we go, we can put the house on there and we're just gonna, again, mess around with where things go and the shape of things. I think adding another part to the building will definitely make it look a little bit more interesting. My buildings aren't that intricate yet, and I don't think I want to make them too difficult and intricate anyway, because like I said to you before, the whole fun of this game is that you just enjoy and you just build how you want to build. You know, stop stressing about how big or fancy something looks, but you know, you can try that if you wish to. Right, we want to colour it so it matches the rest of the theming that we've got going around the area. So I am using the little wood features. I don't know what you would call this, but the little wood features on the building again, and we're going to go for those darker colours. Now this was before I knew that you could use the windows for doors, so I am popping that dirt code underneath all my building so that I can make the doorways, because like I said, I didn't realize you could use the window for the doors, and I do use that in the next build, like I said, because I was left a lovely kind set of tips, and I have been just messing around with the game a little bit more too. I'm going to go for the wooden square windows rather than the lovely fancy gothic looking windows. I just think these look better on here. And also finding out that the wash line connects from two windows was absolutely so funny. I cannot wait to experiment with that even more in a future idea that I have. And of course, we do need a little bit of lighting around here, so we're just going to pop this lamp on there. But it does take away my items, and that kind of makes me really sad. And I love that I just didn't notice, but I'm noticing now. Oh, I did notice. Okay. I was thinking to myself, how did you not notice that the wheel disappeared? But I did. So it's all good. I am still neglecting the backs of my buildings. I'm focusing on the back side of them in these builds at the moment. Obviously, if I was to do a town where there's going to be buildings behind it, and then I want you to see behind it, then obviously I'm going to decorate the backs of the buildings. But for a build like this, which is just all facing one way, I think it's okay. I think that building was just a little bit too high, so I have moved it down. To be honest, I don't know if I like the roof like that. I might do some more pointed roofs, especially for this little witchy village. Once we start making the foresty area and the swampy area a little bit more, I think I will start to make more pointed roofs. We just got to kind of experiment and see what works best for me, find my little style with this game, and I'm having so much fun doing so. If you're thinking about getting this one, I definitely recommend it if you just like building. If you like just building and messing around with different tools and just relaxing, it's very relaxing, then definitely I think this is the game for you. So my little witchy town that we've got is definitely going to be very floral. Yep, there's a lot of flowers. I think I want to try and do, again, like I said, a more darker, creepier build with maybe less flowers and more of those trees that don't have leaves on, those more decayed trees. And see how we can work with that, because I'm very much if I've got some space, I'll fill it with flowers and bushes. I'm like that in most of my games. I don't think it's a bad habit, but it is a habit. I need to realize that, you know, leaving space with just grass and green, it's okay to do so, you know? There's areas in real life that are just grass without flowers or trees, so maybe I should just try I think it's the filling in not every tiny little space that puts me off. I'm obsessed with filling the space. I want to create a little pathway going towards this pond. I guess you'd call this a pond. It kind of is. I'm also going to add another little building. I wish we could add little benches so you could put like a little bench by the pond so it looks like a spot to feed the ducks. That'd be kind of cute. But anyway, this building is going to be nothing crazy. It's just going to be a one building. So basically only using one of the building templates. I don't know what you'd call them. I'm only using one of those. We're going to shrink the roof, make it a little bit smaller. I want it to just look like a tiny little abandoned house next to the pond. I want to get it in as close to the pathway as possible, but not like right on top of it. Just because it fills in the space. I like to fill in the spaces. Now we're going with the standard wooden square windows, and we're just going to place them all the way around. You can see the back of this building, so I'm going to put windows on the back just to surprise you, you know, keep you on your toes. You've got one window on the back. We're going to change the colours to make sure it fits in with the rest of the colour scheme as usual. Definitely excited to do a more bright and colourful themed build. Like I said, that's going to be the next one. I want to do these in parts, so I will come back to this one and we'll probably come back to it maybe next week or whenever I've built some more on it. I'm very addicted to this game right now. I cannot stop playing it. It's so relaxing, like very, very relaxing to just sit and do. I've yet to try it on my Steam Deck. I don't think it's Steam Deck verified. But let me know if you have a Steam Deck and you've tried Tiny Glade on your Steam Deck. How did it go? How did it work? Did it work well? Did it not work well? Let me know. Or if you play with controller, let me know. I don't know what it's like with controller either. I haven't tried it. I do play mouse and keyboard. Now we just want to extend our water. We want to pop it all the way around these cliffs. I'm just going to pop it round like this just for now. We'll probably extend it a little bit further out when we do our next build on this build, just so you get the idea of the swampiness that I want to go for. I've got this pathway here and I want to add the river in front because I really want to make a bridge. Like, I'm desperate to make a bridge. I don't know what it is about bridges. So to make our bridge, we just need to shrink down a building, make it as wide as we want the bridge to be, and you just want to bring it all the way down. Give it a little twist, and you want to pop it in place and just line it up to however you want it. It can be a little bit fiddly because of the pathway laying and where the stairs go, because the stairs will automatically go where the pathway is underneath your bridge. So you're going to make sure you line it up properly and get rid of those stairs that you don't want to be there. So it was a little tricky, but it's okay, we got it. Also, if you're doing it like I am from a staircase that's coming from the cliff, it can be a little bit tricky to line that up perfectly too. I am going to play around with this a little bit. Also, I do notice that I forget to customize the color of the bridge by the end of the video, but literally right at the end, I noticed I hadn't done it, so I do end up doing it. But when we do like the little picturesque views, I do forget. But I will change it, I promise. I change it right at the end. So our bridge is higher than the actual land, so that does mean we're going to have to raise the land a little bit here. And then add in that pathway, and see what I mean? The stairs are slightly annoying because they do go round the edge of the bridge when you don't want them to. So just bear that in mind when you're doing this. Your stairs might not come out perfect just because they go based on where the pathway is, and it doesn't really matter where that is. For now, we're just going to bring the pathway down the cliff like so, and then if I want to change it when we carry on building in this area, then I can do it. It's not a problem. It's an easy thing to do. But I think that's probably a good spot for our bridge. I do like where it is. We do need to add flowers. Of course I was going to add flowers. Also adding this tree, I love the decayed look on these trees. As I keep saying, can't wait to do a whole build with those. But I do think this green one looks better just right there by the bridge. Looks great. I love this. Definitely feel like this is a good start to our little village that we have here. I don't think there's any more I can do to it for now, apart from just move some trees about and maybe add more flowers. We're gonna get rid of these. There. Of course we're adding more flowers. Of course. I really don't want them to make my boxes disappear that I have outside of that house, so we did try our best to like pop them around that area, and it seems to have kept it there, so I'm very happy with that. I did notice that we hadn't built anything up here, so I want to come up here quickly and add some fencing. I want to bring it all the way around to the edge of the cliff. I was thinking of making it a higher fence, but then I thought I'm going to have to make the rest of the fences the same height because otherwise it looked really strange. And by the rest of the fences, I meant the ones on the left side of the pathway. We are going to customize it to be the same color though. And of course, we go back in with the flowers because I love the flowers. And now I think that looks so much better, especially from back here. And I think that's probably a good place to finish up our build today. So I'm going to leave you with a few little screenshots, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much to everyone who watched till the end. I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough. Don't forget to like, comment, let me know what you're building in Tiny Glade at the moment. And subscribe, come join the Jelly Bean family, and I hope you have the most wonderful days, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye!